What's going on, guys? It's Volcans coming back at you with another MX Bikes video. Today, it's our 200 hours video, so we're going to go ahead and... I apologize for the black screen. It happens when I switch for some reason. We're going to go ahead and run some Supercross and some outdoors, just to kind of see where I'm sitting at with 200 hours. Kind of going to go over what 200 hours has taught me. Biggest being patience. Patience is definitely a virtue when it comes to this game. And you know, it's really a grind. I'm on the Honda 450 today. I've kind of made my decision as to what I'm gonna ride this season. With Supercross, I'm gonna go with the 450, as it's just something that for some reason I just ride cleaner than the 250. I haven't figured out exactly why yet, but I say that and then I ride like this. And then outdoors I'll probably still run 250, just to be a little bit cautious with it. As you know, on Supercross I tend to run better on the 450. And then on outdoors, 250 is kind of where I'm comfortable with out there. You always ride good till you start talking and trying to play at the same time. But I figured I'd throw a couple laps down on this, a couple laps on the preseason track that they just came out with, just to kind of go over where I'm at with that from my previous video. That wasn't the greatest of videos that I've done. As far as Supercross goes, but I'm still getting the hang of these Beta 18 bikes. Kind of tweaking my setup. I've kind of delved into a little bit of the suspension side of these bikes here recently, to get myself as prepped as possible for the outdoor and Supercross season. And I think I have what, you know, is comfortable for me. And I'll show it toward the end of this video if you guys want to try it for yourself. I am a big soft suspension kind of person. I don't like a stiff suspension. So yeah, we're running a 55 on this track at the moment. Let's try to get down to like a 53 or 54 if I can ride clean. But no, I am in love with the Beta 18 bikes. And I'm going to botch this section. Yeah. The Beta 18 bikes are amazing. And, you know, I haven't had, you know, too huge of a gripe with any of the bikes that I've driven. The only one that I think I have the most complaints about was the Husky. The suspension to me just felt super stiff. And I didn't quite like the front end felt, you know, like I was kind of trying to race a broomstick. So I'm not gonna go that route this season. Oh, that's ugly. Yeah. So I'm gonna stick with the CRF 450 and the CRF 250. I do have both a 250 and a 450 setup that is tentative at the moment. To, you know, kind of where, you know, these Supercross tracks go as they come out. So this will probably be my final lap on here. That was ugly. I love how, you know, I don't Poboso bounce like I used to, and that's a really nice thing. And the whoops seem to be, at least on this track, much easier than it was on the Beta 17 bikes. And I'm gonna crash. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to the preseason track, and I'll see you guys when I get back. All right, and we're back on the preseason track. This is what my suspension setup looks like for the 450. These are, you guys can just copy this if you want. I left drivetrain stock because it felt pretty good to me. And swing arm is 6. I believe that's the only thing I've changed over here. I'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, it's the only thing I've changed over here. So you guys can copy that if you want. It's just what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, I'm sorry. But I definitely suggest going and trying to tweak the settings around a little bit and learn a little bit about it, as I am trying. So we're here on the ARL preseason track, and you can see just in comparison to yesterday's video how much smoother I ride on the 450 on this track, which is crazy because me and the 450 in beta 17, it did not get along. And I'm going sideways. The one thing I've noticed though, and another thing that people have brought up, is the fact that you have to be completely straight going into the whoops. And that can be a game changer when it comes to the Pro Series. You know, you can't go in getting all squirrely, and you have, I'm not saying it's impossible to fix it if you do lose your back tire, but they made it much more difficult to save it if you lose your back tire. So yeah, I think I did a race on this track earlier, placed like second to last, but I rode with my boy Puma, and it was pretty fun. I had a little bit of a battle for, I think it was 7th. Didn't last long, but yeah, you can see for some reason the 450 just clicks better to me with the Beta 18 bikes. I'm not gonna complain, as I love the 450. We just didn't get along in beta with the Beta 17 bikes, so let's not lose it here. Thank you. And I'm gonna lose it. That's my thing, guys. I talk. I crash. But no, real excited for Anaheim 1. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you're planning on partaking in Anaheim 1 or not. I have registered for the 450 class, and we will see once we get to that point if I hate myself for doing that before I really try to just grind out the 250. But no, things are just, I mean, I'm not fast by any means on the 450, but I feel a lot more comfortable for some reason. So this will be my last lap on the preseason test track, and we're gonna go ahead and throw it over to a nationals track, and I'll see you guys when I get back. All right, guys, and we're back. I am on the MXBON Redbud. I believe this is actually my first time. Yeah, so I'm on my 250. So I will show you guys the setup I have for my 250. You can copy this here. I just really went for the bigger brakes. And this is my suspension. Again, like I said, I'm a soft suspension guy, so this is what I'm using for my 250. I left the drivetrain alone again, and again raised the swing arm up to 6. And now we can go ride. I really, like I said, I don't think I can preface this enough. I do love, really love the Beta 18 bikes. Everything just feels so smooth. And the changes that they've made, you know, are not, they're drastic. They're not light changes at all. Unless you're talking like the Suzuki. But yeah, so we're just gonna throw some laps down here. I'll probably do like two or three. I can never down face that on the 250. I just land flat like on the top. No, but it feels really good to be on, you know, with the reworked suspension. And I just have a ton of fun with it. I know the guys on my team have had a really good warm up to it. So be on the lookout for some one-for-one racing content with the new bikes. Oh, I leaned too far down. Love this sweeping corner. The whips feel really good too. Feels a little more natural, I guess, to me than the Beta 17 bikes. And the updated traction as well makes just the game feel like it should. You know, it makes the game feel like it should. Oh, I'm going over the corner. See, with the Beta 17 bikes, I would have lost that. I'm actually going to go ahead and try to send the leap. I'm not going to do it 4 or 5 different times like I did in the last video, I promise, guys. That was a pretty good run-up. I just don't think I can do it. I don't know if it's possible. It might be possible. I don't want to say no and sound like an idiot, so it's just not possible for me. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep sending her. Yeah, so what bikes are you guys choosing? You know, even if you're not racing, you know, per se, what bikes are you guys gonna kind of stick to? That's the good question there. For me, it was a pretty close match between the KTM 250 or just sticking with the Hondas. Inevitably, obviously, I stuck with the Hondas, but yeah, I would love to see what your guys' thoughts and processes were when doing your testings. Oh, I was close to down facing at that time. But yeah, I'll probably still stick with the 250 for the outdoors. I have a little bit of practice to do with that, but my goal for this year is to qualify for at least one event, whether it be Supercross or outdoors. I would prefer one of each, but that's not looking particularly feasible for me right now with the current state of my Supercross abilities, especially going into the 450 class. But who knows, crazier things have happened. There may be one track, one Supercross track that really resonates with me. I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, so the biggest thing that this game's taught me is patience, especially, you know, as the hours go. All the guys on the team are like, you know, when it comes to Supercross, it's a grind, it's a grind. And they're not kidding. It really is a grind, and it can get really brutal, and it can get really frustrating. That leads me into my next point, resilience. When you crash, you just got to make sure you get back up. I mean, I know that sounds really cliche, but that's sometimes what's helped me through my really frustrating moments, is, you know, getting back up when the track gets really, really difficult, and moving forward from there, because I know that I'm not where I want to be, but I know I can get to where I want to be. And the other thing that I've learned is, one thing that's taught me is just ride with other people. even if it's just randos in a server. I've learned a ton from just riding, like, both with my buddies in this game and random people in online lobbies, and just kind of following the faster people's lines and learning their little mannerisms and such. So really it comes down to a watch and learn thing. So and suspension matters for sure. Suspension was a huge thing that changed my game. I really need, like I said, I think I have a decent idea of how to set up my own suspension, even though my team is sponsored by a suspension guy. And I think I still plan on getting a professionally set up suspension, just to ensure that, you know, I have something good for the season. And then I'll experiment on my own terms with the suspension and learn from there. But this will be my last lap here on good old Redbud. I picked this track because it's a local track to me. So, and who doesn't love Redbud? I mean, let's be real. I'm gonna die. But I'm not. I want to get one last good drive at Laraco's before we end the video. I want to thank you guys for all the support. I know I say it in every video, but I really can't thank you guys enough for the support the channel has received. Ooh, that was pretty close. But yeah, the support the channel has received has been amazing. And we can't hit all our goals without you guys, first and foremost. So if you guys like the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button, drop a like, drop a comment with a suggestion of what you guys want to see next. And this concludes my 200 hours video. My next video will be at 300 hours. So keep an eye out for that one, and I will see you guys in the next video.